Good evening, everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome to round 3 and 4 Week League Tier 2. I hope everyone's doing okay this evening. We've got a lot to cover around the wonderful track here at Interlagos, Sao Paulo. It's going to provide a lot of entertainment, I'm sure. Drivers already out on their qualifying laps. Tired Clown, number 7, is going to be the first driver to set a lap time. I'm just going to watch and see what his lap time does. He's on the final straight now, as is Watard 7 as well. The two number 7s. Tired Clown goes provisional pole, but Watard is quicker already. So I'm fascinated really to see how the drivers adapt to the unique challenges that the Interlagos circuit presents, as opposed to the walled circuit that we had at Marina Bay last week, and its own unique challenges there. As Josh, Trek VOS 69420, goes provisional pole, to be expected. One of the race. But before we turn our attention to the overall champion things, so currently he isn't here, or on 36 points, he isn't here at the moment. He's just got into the session now as I say that, so Ben Roberts will have the chance to build on the race victory that he had last week in race 2 when he got course, and alongside Josh Trekvoss as well. They're both in second on 33 points. Il Cecco is fourth in the Mercedes on 21. Italy Toy TA is fifth on 20. Spanel in sixth on 15 points after that podium in race 2. Then the two Alpha Tauris of Sachetto 88 and JMB Surreal. They're on 13 and 10 points respectively in 7th and 8th. And 9th and 10th is Mello Bello in the McLaren and Roby HT on 10 and 6 points respectively. The championship leader putting his stamp of authority on the track already there with a flying lap, 2 tenths quicker than Jos at the moment. For the constructors, Scuderia Ferrari do lead the way on 36 points, all courtesy of Ben Roberts last week. So Ben will be hoping his teammate Luffy, who is in for tonight, will get some points on the board, and he's currently 5th in the qualifying standings. Joint second currently are Haas and Aston Martin on 33 points each. Mercedes are 4th on 27 points, and AlphaTauri round out the top 5 on 23 points. I'm very excited to see whether those changes will happen during the 2 races that we have tonight. And I hope you're all having a good time watching the battles that will end up out on circuit. 12 minutes to go left in this session, 6 minutes already undertaken, and quite a few drivers have set a lap. A lot of them, half of the grid though, hasn't yet come out. 8 drivers there, 7 drivers now. Mikey currently rounding out the drivers who set a lap on a 118, so I suspect he's had a bit of a moment somewhere as the Alfa Romeo driver. But of course, do comment below who you think is going to make an impact for today's races. It's a much more of a different challenge for the drivers to face tonight. They, of course, last week they had to wait for their opportunities around Singapore. Not really a big overtaking circuit, more rather many opportunities, but Interlagos very different, loads of different straights that the drivers can use. On the run down towards turn 1, on the run down towards Descida de Largo at turn 4, and double DRS providing the opportunities for the drivers to do that. So it'll be fascinating to see how the drivers prepare themselves in terms of defence and attack. I'm going to watch Tired Clown, who's on a lap at the moment in the Haas. I think the race director is following one of the Mercedes, which is Il Cecco. So let's ride on board with Il Cecco. He's just coming through turn 4 currently to Descida de Largo. Obviously used to be a lake running underneath the circuit, and then up towards turn 7, which is Ferradura. It's double right-hander, very difficult to get hold of at times. And then a difficult braking spot into turn 8 and turn 9. It's important to be very patient on the throttle, which Il Cecco's doing in 4th gear up to 5th. On the brakes once more into Biga de Pato. Seems okay through there. Completely flat through this left-hander at turn 12. And then the final braking spot in the whole of the circuit at place. So we're move him up off the bottom spot in 18th. Where is he going to end? Still in front, and Il Cecco moves himself into 3rd place. The Mercedes in the first race, 92nd race, but he had a good comeback through the field. Ben Roberts currently in 1st position at the moment. There's an Alpine, I think that's Woofer. Very slowly through sector 2. In fact, has stopped on circuit, which isn't advisable because you can get black flagged for that in Formula 1 in real life, but not to worry. Woofer's got himself back up to speed again at the moment. But yeah, 3 drivers in the 1 minute 8 currently. Ty Clown, the first of the 1 minute 9s. It's very close actually from 4th through to 10th, only 8 tenths separating the grid there. Jossing and Spiral in the 110s. Mikey obviously having that issue on his lap. And then 5 drivers yet to set a lap time. Both Williamses, both AlphaTauris, and the Haas of Antzar. Antzar, of course, race 1 winner at Singapore. Had a great strategy that it paid off for him in the end. Wasn't without controversy, but stewards deemed he was the race winner in all of that, so no problems in the end for him, and he'll just carry on now. Sky's just got a little bit cloudy since the start of the session. I've noticed some very grey clouds hanging overhead. Joss has gone quicker, by the way. He has closed the gap to Ben Roberts, but still he needs to find 1/10 exactly to match the Ferrari. Spaniel in the Alfa Romeo going onto a lap by the looks of things. 6th place in the Alfa Romeo. Be hoping his teammate can add to the points. DRS flicks open, so Spaniel certainly on a lap. I'm watching him as he comes towards the Cida del Lago. He's 400ths down on his best effort so far. Ooh, a little bit of oversteer. He just about corrected it, and he backs out of the lap. Nearly ended up in the wall, did the Alfa Romeo, but he gets away with that. A little scan through where everybody else is. Jossing going onto a lap in 11th, the Red Bull. Currently sharing the same row with his teammate Spiral. Those two crashed, of course, last week into each other, did the 2 Red Bulls, as Jossing goes deep at turn 4. Just clipped the grass on the outside there. Did the Red Bull. Downshift into 5th gear through the right-hander. Committed. And Jossing sweeps through turn 9, which is Pinarino. Down into 1st gear, which is interesting use of traction for the Red Bull driver, but that's his choice. It's entirely down to him. He's 3/10, just under 3/10 up on his lap is Jossing. So will the Red Bull continue that form through this final sector? Completely flat, of course. So as long as he's got a good run out of Juncao, he should improve Jossing. And he does. He doesn't move in position, but he does go 3.5 tenths faster. So Jossing just outside the top 10 currently. To see who else is on a lap at the moment. Mikey RK13 on a lap at the present moment in 13th. Wattard moves himself up to 4th. That's a good effort. McLaren had an awful set of races last week, apart from Milo Bello just about saving the weekend with a 5th. But Mikey will want to try and improve on his lap. The onboard footage, I think, showing Luffy at the moment. Oh, Mikey's spun. So we'll cut back to Luffy, who is on an out lap at the moment. Still a number of drivers yet to set a lap time. I haven't even come out of the pits yet of the 2 AlphaTauris, 2 Williamses and Antzar as well. You'd expect Antzar to be up near the front, but Luffy coming onto a lap as he runs through turn 14, the penultimate corner on kit. This is turn 15, he's coming through now. So hopefully the race director will ride on board with Luffy. Brakes just after the 50-meter marker, gets it stopped nicely, does the Ferrari. Nice short shift through the center S into 5th gear. This runs a little bit wider than what he would have wanted at turn 3 for the Curva do Sol, but not to worry. And he loses him 100th or so going that wide. 6 thousandths of a second up through the first sector. Luffy completely committed thus far on this lap. Let's see his approach through turn 6 and 7. Nicely done. Clips the apex on the brakes down to 3rd gear. Ooh, just overshot it a little bit. It keeps the line neat enough. And again, using 3rd gear. A different approach for all the drivers around this track as Joss goes fastest on a 1 minute 7.8. Great effort from him. Luffy down into Junção for the final time, and round he goes. The Ferrari was looking for 1.4 seconds on his teammate, but he's steady, found 1.4 acres of grass. Not ideal for Luffy. He's just trying to get back on circuit. Not an ideal place to join, but the ghosting gets him out of the way. And then Luffy decided not to actually go into the pits, but great effort from Joss. First driver into the 1 minute 7s. That puts the gauntlet onto Ben Roberts, who's on a lap at the moment. Tired Clowns into 3rd as well. And the 2 Mercedes of Il Checho and Roby HT 4th and 5th, very close together. Ben Roberts absolutely committed through that corner there. Brilliant to see. The Red Bull does well to get out of his way. That's Spiral 12 getting out of the way there. Ben Roberts is improving on this lap currently. He was 200ths of a second up in the first sector, and he's 500ths up at the moment through Junção. Didn't get the line exactly the way he would have wanted it. But the Ferrari comes towards the start-finish straight. He's used all of his ERS, there's practically nothing left. What's the lap time going to be for Ben Roberts? It's a 1:07.9. Less than a tenth separates the Aston Martin and the Ferrari. He'll have time to get back into the pits. Speaking of pits, Il Checho moves himself into 3rd position. Ants are not out of the pits yet. Looking to see a load of other drivers, of course, on their laps. Luffy still out there on the same set of tyres as Luffy, so not sure about that one. Mikey RK13 coming out of the pits. Sachetto on a lap, as is Ewis. And there's wet. There is rain now. There's rain falling here at Interlagos. So Sachetto and the Italy Toy, they're going to be fine, I think, to get to the end of the lap. But they're not going to really set any decent lap times. By the seams of it, Sachetto 14th, Italy's not set a lap time at all. So FRV, Ricky and Ansar, they're going to be confined to 17th and 18th place. They're not going to improve. Track conditions getting slippery now. But anybody who was hoping to move up through the field is going to find it extremely tough at this point with the wet weather now affecting the racetrack. And it looks like Joss, with a minute and a half to go, is going to hold on to pole position. Can't see anybody improving. I'm watching Tired Clown, who's in 4th currently, as are you are all as well. As Mikey goes off again at turn 3, it's too wet out there for Mikey. JMB Surreal calls time on his qualifying session. Tired Clown coming through the next set of corners. He's 4/10 down. Woofer improves. And Sachetto improved as well. And Ty Clown calls it a day. So I think that's that. In terms of the wet weather, Wattard also on a... Well, he's not on a lap, actually. I think he's coming into the pits as the McLaren, and he is. Anybody else going to have a chance maybe to at least move forward? Wattard calls it the end. Joss is on a lap, but he's 3/10 down on the first sector, so I can't see any further improvements. Who else is on a lap? I think there's an Alfa Romeo coming towards the start-finish line. That's Mikey, but he's definitely not improving. He is going to try and give it a go on the next lap, though, and he might as well try. He's at 118. It's not representative of his raw speed for the Alfa Romeo. That's the end of qualifying. No one else is going to improve now unless they're already on a lap. Woofer out there on circuit currently. Jossing, he's decided to bail on his lap, so I think the only two drivers who are going to try and improve as Woofer goes round. Too much wet weather for the soft tyres to handle. Joss is going to be the man who takes pole position. DRS now disabled, which kind of sums it up really. So Joss takes pole, Ben Roberts second, Il Checho third, Tyre Clown in fourth with Roby HT fifth, Wattard sixth, Spanel seventh in the Alfa Romeo. Ferrari have got two drivers in the top 10 with Luffy as well. Jossing in ninth and Milo Bello 10th. Mikey, the only driver left who's going to try and set a lap time. He's actually 2 seconds down on his best effort. But I think he's going to try and at least come to the checkered flag anyway to set a lap time, which he is going to do. And it's a 1 minute 12.5 from the Alfa Romeo. Woofer struggling actually to get Max to the pits is the Alpine. He's really having a difficult time. He's had a couple of spins. But here comes the Alpine over the start-finish line, and that'll end qualifying. Woofer ending up in 12th place. But it's Josh who takes his first pole position. 2 Mercedes in the top, Roby HT as well there. Roby HT, of course, getting points in the second race. He had a good strategy just to hold on to the soft tyres at Singapore, did Roby. And that got him the track position he needed for the intermediate tyres. But a whole different ball. Of course, after Carlos Pache, the former Brabham driver. Carlos Pache naturally won a race at Interlagos on the old circuit before it was revamped in the 80s. But wet weather affect the qualifying session. Will it affect the race, either of the two races we have tonight here at Gavra? We will wait and see. So lobby just loading up now. Looks like a dry race to me. A couple of clouds overhead. Hello to everyone who is watching. A couple of people commenting already about who they think might win. Of course, one driver to keep an eye out is Antzar. He won a race, of course, last week at Singapore, did the Haas driver. Starting stone cold last is Ant. So his progress will be interesting to see what strategy he decides to take with the tyres. But the 5 red lights are coming on now here at Sao Paulo. Who's going to make the best getaway? And the race is live here from Interlagos. 2 jump starts already, but Joss and Ben Roberts are going to go into turn 1, line astern. It's all good for those two. Il Checho's a couple of cars going backwards. Spanel's gone round. think before he got to turn one, actually. There's all sorts of chaos in the midfield. The front three have got themselves away quite well. Then you look a little bit further back. J&B Surreal, then it's Watard. Aramak just trying to hold on from Roby HT, and Sachetto's gone round. A little bit of contact. Roby HT and Woofer side by side going through turn 4. Just about come through it cleanly enough. Karamak in 12th, Anzar's up to 11th. What a stop. A couple of places. He's not entirely down the order. He's still in the top 10, so that'll do for him. J&B Surreal up 7 places. Excellent start for the AlphaTauri driver. At the front 4 have gone away. There's a bit of a gap to Melo. Time of his life. There's a car off the circuit. That's Sachetto who's gone round again. Yosto leads the way. Great start for J&B Surreal. U Italy Toy TA and Milo Bello. That's Luffy who's gone off track. He's just about kept it. Together. Spannel down 7 places. He's behind his teammate. I'm watching Watard going past. Jossing at the inside. Oh, they're side by side. A little bit of contact between the two, but they get through it. Good fight for those two. Woofer and Luffy are still together on circuit, but they get up through there fine as well. Oh, Jossid's gone flying off the track. Oh, he's right into the infield. Is Jossing. He's all the way down to 17th. Oh, that's a shame for Jossing. Didn't see what happened to him. And Watard's gone off. So loads of drivers going off in the opening stages of the race. Watard now falling down the grid order. And let's put Anzar up into 8th place already. What a start from him. Ilchecho trying to look for a move around the outside of Ben Roberts, and he gets through to 2nd place. Almost runs into the back of the Mercedes, but nonetheless he's okay for now. DRS enabled. This will be Ilchecho's first chance to get past the Aston Martin of Joss. I don't think he's quite close enough. Is the Mercedes? No, it shapes for a move, but he's not close enough. And don't forget, of course, Joss on the medium compound tyres. It's a yellow flag in sector 3. That's Jossing who's gone off. But this is an important fact to point out. Joss on the medium tyres, the 3 cars behind him all on the soft compound. So they'll be fighting hard to try and get past Joss as early as they can and try and streak away. Tyre wear. Spot off the circuit. The exit of turn 7. He's on the grass actually. Ben Roberts, though, he's within DRS. They all are within DRS of one another. Ilchecho's used most of his ERS, as has Tyre Clown, so those two will have to be careful. So this is the 2nd lap now that Ilchecho has a chance to get past Joss. As Spiral retires, he's called it a day already. DRS available for the Mercedes, but he's not going to be close enough. Mikey's gone off as well at the exit of Junkow. But the 3 soft tyre runners still haven't got past the Aston Martin on the medium compounds. Melo Bello, J&B Surreal, both on their medium tyres as well. Ricky just behind Spanler, who's recovered to 10th actually. Yellow flag. There's a couple of yellow flags all over the track. That's Woofer who's gone backwards. Oh, Tyre Clown's gone off. Tyre Clown, who was right behind the leading 3 drivers, has gone off the circuit. So he's gone down and outside the top 5. Joss defending up the inside. Ilchecho's trying to go around the outside on the soft tyres. He's just about lining the move up and he's through. Oh, contact! No! Ben Roberts and Joss are in the wall. Joss lost it on the curb. He speared off and it just collected Ben Roberts, and they're both going to have to trundle probably back to the pits, I think. Ben Roberts has lost his front wing, Joss has lost part of his front wing, and Il Checho will be sat there rubbing his hands with glee. He's 5 seconds to the good in front of you, Italy Toy TA. There is a safety car, however, which will just save the blushes of both Ben Roberts and Joss. Safety car out on track. It stopped just before the Cida del Lago. Side of Karamak has actually gone on as well. He's gone on the tyres. Il Checho, though, is the first into the pits of those that are leading the race. U Italy Toy TA comes into the pits. Milo Bello carries on in the McLaren, and Il Checho goes onto the medium compound tyres. Got out in front of U Italy Toy TA as well. Tyre Clown, J&B Surreal, Ben Roberts is in. He's going to lose a bit of time because of that broken front wing. Joss in as well. So they all pile into the pit lane. Il Checho already on his way out. Spin. He's still going to come out in 4th place after all that, so it's kind of handy for him. J&B Surreal. Wattard has carried on. So the two McLarens taking a different strategy as Luffy gets a penalty. Spannel gets out 7th. Ben Roberts is 8th. Ricky 9th. Antzar in 10th. Joss coming out of the pit lane now on the hard compound tyres. Apologies if the commentary is cutting out, so I'll just try and resolve that. So Milo Bello is the driver at the front of the field. He's caught the safety car. He decided not to pit. He'll be hoping for another safety car later in the race. There's a Checho who's pitted. U Italy Toy has pitted. Tyre Clown has pitted. J&B Surreal, the first of the hard compound tyre drivers, has also pitted. Wattard is on 6-lap-old medium. So the two McLarens deciding to stay out. Spannel, Ben Roberts, Ricky, Antzar pitted as well. Joss there in 11th place, Woofer in 12th. He's just about to catch the safety car, should Woofer. Then it's Roby, Spiral, Karamak. Karamak on the hard tyres, as well as Joss, as well as J&B Surreal and Mikey. They should all catch the safety car, apart from Jossing, who is in the safety car train. So, sadly for him, he won't be waved through and he'll be stuck there. Spiral, I believe, did return back to the lobby, so that's good news to get the other Red Bull back in. And the safety car in this lap, so Mikey will just catch the safety car train. It was a late call, but Milo Bello will get the chance to go when he wants to. Il Checho right there in second. He'll be hoping to try and get past the McLaren as soon as he can, but Milo Bello's gone already. No, he was limited. Now he's allowed to go again. Tyre Clown takes advantage of U Italy Toy TA a little bit slow because of that restart. Up the inside goes the Haas driver. They're side by side through the centre S's, but U Italy just about keeps hold of the position. Ben Roberts moves his way through. Past FRV Ricky. Antzar up to 9th. Roby's got a time penalty. Antzar trying to duck underneath the inside of FRV Ricky for 8th place. Looks like he's going to get that move completed just about. Wassard trying to go through, but he gets it all wrong, and Joss moves through as well. Wolfer is ghosting through Wassard, so that's him up to 11th. Oh, and Ben Roberts goes to the inside of Spannel at turn 8. That's a great move. Ricky's gone round, he's down to 18th. Oh dear, lots of movement already in the field. Ben Roberts is the man who wants to get past it, and Be Surreal trying to go around the outside at turn 12. I've never seen that done before. Duck left and right, although he is all of his ERS. He goes through. Ben Roberts gets past J&B Surreal as well, so Ben Roberts making his moves back through the field. Sachetto gets past Karamak for 13th. I wasn't expecting Il Checho to get so close to Melo Bello, but he got through. It's a yellow flag. Oh, Ben Roberts has been overtaken by J&B Surreal, so maybe a little bit of a mistake, and it's another safety car. Another safety car. There's a red Bull. I think it's Jossing who's crashed out. Yeah, Joshing has gone out at turn 5 and 6. So the safety car out for a second time. Karamak's spun off underneath the safety car, so he's just lost a load of positions. Not ideal for him. So what will the McLarens do? Because they're both on 8-lap-old tyres. They wouldn't have wanted the safety car to come in now, and yeah, there you go. Melo Bello has to pit. So he's probably going to fall to, maybe 17th place. One of the Alpines coming in as well. That's Woofer. Sachetto following him in as well. So the drivers who didn't pit before are doing so now. Wassard, however, is deciding not to do that. Nice spiral. Just on the outside of the top 10 is spiral. So this is going to give a bit more of a chance for the medium tyre runners to get to the end of the race now. So those that are on the hard tyres will be a little bit annoyed about that safety car coming out, but it'll be down to them to try and hold their own around this track. Joss in 8th place, Ant in 7th, 2 championship contenders together there. Ben Roberts track at the rear wing of the AlphaTauri of J&B Surreal. Il Checho there in the lead. He got past the McLaren of Milo Bello earlier on track. He needed to do that. He's got to try and save some of his ERS alongside the 2 drivers behind him, because they both have about 50-60% of ERS of battery available to them. Safety car won't go in this lap. The rest of the drivers will have a chance to catch up to the back of the train as well. I've noticed that Sachetto pitted but put medium tyres on, which is a surprising decision considering where we are with the race. There's only going to be 7 laps remaining, 6 once we get the... Yeah, and Mikey's doing exactly what I was thinking, because Sachetto's pitted on for the medium tyres. There's 6 laps left of the race to go. He might as well pit and put the soft compound tyres on. And Mikey, who would have been on the hards, he had nothing left to go. And Mikey goes on to the mediums. So maybe there was no soft tyres available for Sachetto or Mikey, which has left them at the back with medium tyres instead. Milo Bello, though, thanks to all that, has ended up in 14th with the soft compound tyres. He's going to be so much quicker, though, than Karamak in front of him, who's on 6-lap-old hards. Spiral and Wassard are yet to pit, so they've got to pray for another safety car, really. Hopefully the commentary now isn't cutting out for everyone. Hope you can hear me fine. Do comment just Just double check, so we have that. Safety car though in this lap. So Il Cecco has control of the pace. I'm watching you, Italy Toy TA, as you all are as well. And where is Il Cecco going to go? He's got to be mindful, of course, of the pit limiter, but he's already gone. He's got ERS open, he's away, and the Mercedes has had a great restart. Safety car already into the pit, so he's got no issue there. JMB Surreal was right on the back of Tired Clown, who's looking towards the inside of the Williams, but probably not going to make that move stick. Here's Ben Roberts. Oh, Ben Roberts around the outside of the centre rest. That's a great overtake. Wonderful bit of opportunistic driving from the Ferrari. And he's up to 4th. And he's right behind the rear wing of the Haas of Tyre Clown. But he's just not close enough to make a move yet. He's hounding and harrying that white liveried Haas, of course, as Woofer goes backwards and down to 18th. Ben Roberts not quite close enough. All the other drivers keep themselves in position. Wottard, oh, Ricky's round again. There's another car off there as well. That's Mikey who's gone round, so nightmare for those two. Woofer's in the infield as well. Maybe there's contact between those three. Everyone else, though, still line astern. You Italy Toys keeping pressure on Il Cecco up at the front. Using all of his ERS is the Williams driver. Joss has gone down. Joss is down. He's offered a very odd part of the track. He can't get it in a straight line. The man running second in the championship is down into 17th place. Oh dear, we didn't see that. Maybe there was contact. It looked like a very odd position to be off on circuit. And Joss in the pits. We cut to the front now of the field because Milo Bello gets up to 11th. And he's looking to try and make a move on Karamak, but he's not going to be close enough. He's got soft tyres compared to Karamak, who's on the hards. I think Wottard is not in this race at the moment, so Karamak goes through him, quite literally. Tired Clown, Ben Roberts up into 3rd. And he's pulled the gap down to the front too. DRS is going to be enabled on the next lap. So once Il Cecco crosses the line, DRS will be enabled. So there's going to be from lap 14 to lap 18. All guns blazing now for the front 3 drivers. Tired Clown's been gapped by these 3. Italy Toy TA has no ERS though. He's going to have DRS, but he won't be close enough. He's too far away at the moment. And I've noticed that Ben Roberts seems to have a little bit of a deficit in terms of straight line speed compared to everybody else. As Anzar goes up the inside, in contact with his teammate, he pushes his teammate off the road. JMB Surreal, they're going 3 wide. That's not a place you normally go 3 wide, but they just about get away with it. Anzar goes up to 4th. On JMB Surreal trying to hold on, Tired Clown up the inside. Anzar is through, Tired Clown's going to have it as well. Oh, a little bit of contact between Spaniel and that AlphaTauri. It's all getting a bit messy. They're still side by side through turn 12. JMB Surreal trying to go around the outside. I've never seen that done, and sure enough, it's not. But he goes and lunges for the inside of Junkow, but he's not going to get a launch. Then he needs off the corner. Ben Roberts, in the meantime, in 3rd place, has got DRS on Italy Toy TA. He's going to try and go for the outside line. He breaks a little bit later. Italy not giving it up, though, but Ben Roberts clears the move, and he's up to 2nd. JMB Surreal is still fighting with Tired Clown. I can't believe this. This is unbelievable. JMB Surreal just refusing to give up on the hard tyres. The best thing for the AlphaTauri, he's got no DRS. Here comes Spaniel for the price of 2. Oh, contact. Tired Clown. I'm barely able to talk at the moment. Bello goes past Roby for 8th. Here comes Karamak into 9th. Roby drops 2 places as Joss sets our fastest lap of the race. Wow. Mello still on the outside. He should get the move, but Karamak hits him. And there's more contact. Roby goes past. There's a front. Well, someone's gone into the wall. I'm not sure what's happened there. My goodness. Whew. Whilst that's all been going on, Ben Roberts has closed the gap to the front. But still in the fight for 7th place, Tired Clown has DRS available to him. He's got no ERS. He's going to look and shape for a move at turn 1. Fair play to Tired Clown, giving him some room. Ooh, didn't quite get the line right, but Roby gets past. Keramac's been boxed in through all of this, and Luffy will fit. Oh no! Contact between the Haas and the Ferrari, and into the wall goes Roby HT. Oh dear, and that's a nightmare for those two. It was going to happen. There was so many battles everywhere. Ooh. Mikey's in the wall now as well. Not been Mikey's race. Wattard drops outside of the top 10. He's still not pitted as Wattard. He's going to have to go into the pits at some point. Here comes Ben Roberts. The fight for the lead is on. He's got DRS. He might not be close enough to Will Checho. Hopefully the race director's watching this, because Ben Roberts is all over the gearbox of Il Checho, despite the contact, despite everything that he got caught up in. This is the penultimate lap. Il Checho moves to the left-hand side. Ben Roberts on the outside line. They're side by side through Descida de Largo, but Il Checho runs a little bit deep. Good exit from Ben Roberts. He's up the inside. Side by side, wheel-to-wheel contact. It's going to be through the right-hander. Ben Roberts is trying to go round the outside. This is unbelievable. Il Checho holds the inside line, but he goes deep. And Ben Roberts is through. Oh, wow. What an overtake. And Il Checho has gone round. Oh, goodness me. Ben Roberts on the penultimate lap once again has got himself into the lead of the race. Il Checho down to 3rd, Antzar in 4th. Spanel currently in 5th, but he's got J&B Surreal right behind him. He's going to have DRS's J&B Surreal as Ben Roberts goes on to the final lap. Italy Toy TA up to 2nd. J&B Surreal's not quite close enough. He'll have one last chance. Oh, he nearly ran into the back of the Alfa Romeo. Spiral's been disqualified, as has Wattard, for not pitting. Explain to me, some people, there's some very odd decisions going on at the moment. J&B Surreal trying to get through into 6th, but he's not going to be close enough. Sachetto 7th, Luffy in 8th. Here comes Keramac for 8th place. Final lap on the inside, got the hard tyres, and Luffy runs just out of road. Milo Bellows watching all of this go on in 10th place on the soft tyres. He's probably got not much grip left. But I'm going to cut back to Ben Roberts. He's leading the way. I know there's a lot of excitement everywhere, but Ben Roberts, he got caught up in his own dramas, let's not forget. He is going to come home to win an incredible race 1 here at Interlagos. Ben Roberts wins it. Italy Toy TA 2nd, great result. Il Checho 3rd. There's a yellow flag out on circuit. I think that's Luffy. Antzar 4th. Spanel's just going to hold on from J&B Surreal for 5th. Sachetto 7th. What about the fight for 9th? Well, Keramac's not close enough. Rather, Milo Bello's not close enough to Keramac for 9th. Luffy is going to hold on for 10th, despite going off on the final lap. Mikey's got Joss right behind him in the fight for 11th place. Mikey using all of his ERS. Joss, I don't think, is going to be close enough. And he isn't. Woofer takes 13th. Ricky's going to be 14th. Oh my days. Ladies and gentlemen, take a breath. Woo. Ricky crosses the line, but it's Ben Roberts, 44, who takes his 2nd win of the season. Anzar goes from last to fourth, but there will be a question mark about the move he pulled on his teammate. That one will be investigated after the race, no doubt. Whew, I've got to get my breath back, ladies and gentlemen. That was unbelievable. But Ben Roberts takes the win, and great result for U Italy Toy TA. He got a lot of moves done earlier on in the race, and his fastest lap, compared to the was behind him, nowhere near as quick, but it doesn't matter. He got second in the end to add to his good point scoring. Il Cecco there in third place, Anzar in fourth. Again, another great result from the back of the grid. Both AlphaTauris, 6th and 7th after starting 14th and 13th, and both had the 19th on the grid in the Alpine. He got in at the end, actually, did the Karamak before the qualifying was over, so good. Luffy 10th, Mikey just missing out on 11th on a point. Joss, what could have been. Didn't see what happened to him on the hard tyres, but Matt compromised him, unfortunately, and that was it for his race. Walther and Ricky in 13th and 14th, and the non-finishes. Tired Clown, who didn't finish, Roby, who didn't finish, Jossing, who retired as well early on after a decent qualifying session. Spiral and Wattard didn't pit for tyres. I can only imagine that's because of the AI not picking that up. So, no points for them. Ooh, wow. So, after all that, Ben Roberts comes through to take the win. Couple of comments coming into the chat area already. Just going to have a look on the area within the community. That was some race. Gotta say, there was so much happening. Wattard's saying he had a network issue, which is why he was out in the end. But he's back for the second race, so hopefully Wattard not had a good season so far, and it's arguably through no fault of his own. But nonetheless, the drivers having a chat about things. The disagreements starting already, of course. But they are racing drivers. What do you expect? They'll both have different viewpoints on incidents that went on. So we just have a breather for a moment. Take stock of what's gone on. Ben Roberts will have a big gap in his championship lead now thanks to that race. 21 points for the Ferrari. His nearest championship rivals, Joss going down the order. Il Cecco finished in third in the end, but Il Cecco will be a bit frustrated that he should have really had second at the minimum, but seems to just have a little bit of a problem with his when he got overtaken coming out of turn 8. We'll have a moment or two just to have a breather for everyone. I'll be back shortly. So here we go, everyone, then, ready. Fine system for this second race here for the Tier 2. Go by. Then the second race could just be as exciting. Don't forget, of course, we're in Brazil, a track known for its conditions can be quite tricky around here because of the weather. We've had wet weather here before, but it looks like this qualifying session is due to be dry. So it'll be interesting for the drivers to make sure that the setups are all correct and ready to go. One shot, they can't make any mistakes around here. It'll cost them immensely on this circuit, as we already saw in the first. They couldn't get back on track. There's so many places. This time they're going to have to plan for that and get themselves ready. And avoid the curbs, because that seems to be an issue. Hopefully Josh can record the race that he's just had for Ant to maybe get a qualifying position as well. Rather than starting from the back, but here we go. It's the one-shot qualifying session then. Here we go through the first sector. All the drivers currently fighting for that first place. It's Ricky who's at the top, but Ben Roberts very quickly takes that off him. And JMB Surreal is out already. Ben Roberts with the fastest first sector. The two Williamses are flying at the moment in second and third. Il Checho fourth, Josh down in ninth currently. Il Checho still there, a little bit of fighting going on. Oh, Ricky's made a mistake, I think. He's dropped down to 14th. Still Ben Roberts at the front currently. It's got a little bit of a gap actually, as Ben Roberts to Italy Toy, as Josh moves himself now into second. It's very close between those two, but I think Ben Roberts is going to take pole. He's quite comfortably clear actually. Is the Ferrari. I think Italy Toy, it's going to be so close between the two drivers of Aston Martin and Williams. Ben Roberts takes pole position by a country mile. Josh gets second. That's important for the championship. Italy is third. Il Checho fourth. Antzar fifth. Spinal sixth. Roby seventh. Milo Bello eighth. Jossing ninth. Mikey rounds out the top 10. And Ricky spun off a couple of times by the looks of it, because he's still just coming around the final cut. In fact, he's got to make sure he gets to the checkered flag, otherwise he'll run out of time. 4 seconds to go. He's not going to see the checkered flag. He'll still have a lap time set, because technically he's got further than the other drivers who've been disqualified. But on pole, once again, Ben Roberts in that Ferrari by 9/10 of a second. Jos and Italy Toy TA and Il Checho were so close together in the end. They finished second, third and fourth respectively. Antzar fifth, Spanel sixth, Roby seventh, Milo Bello eighth, Jossing ninth, Mikey in the top 10. Luffy, Spiral and Woofer, the only other drivers to set a lap time. No time from Ricky, ran out of time, but Karamax, Sachetto, Tyre Clown disqualified from the session, so JMB Surreal not even actually setting a sector time at all. And both AlphaTauris are going to have to come from the back of the grid again. And we've got a wet race. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for the second time in 2 weeks, we've got a race affected by wet weather. And these drivers are going to have to now be on their utmost careful behaviour, really, because these drivers, it's a very difficult circuit into Lagos in the wet weather. The curbs are more lethal than ever. But here we go, we got 5 red lights coming on. It's the Ferrari and the Aston Martin on the front row. Who's going to get the best start? And they're underway. Here at Sao Paulo, it's a great start for you, Italy. Toiti at the start. He's already from Ansar. Or the Aston Martin. Ansar has a little wiggle as he comes out of turn 1. There's a crash between Karamak, Woofer and JMB Surreal, and Tyre Clown involved in all of that as well. Not the best of starts for those 4 drivers. Everybody else just about tipping through currently. Looks fine so far, but yeah, what a start. What a poor start for us. He won't be too pleased with that. He's got Il Checho just behind him as well. Il Checho goes to the inside at turn 8. Up the inside, not really giving too much room. There's contact between the two as they go through the corner. Joss keeps his position, but Il Checho will have the traction, and he gets back into 6th place, does Joss. He won't be pleased about that. A little bit too much contact for his liking. Oh, Ansar with a big twitch in 4th. Just about got away with that. Lost a bit of time to the drivers in front. Everyone else just sort of tiptoeing their way through the field. Ben Roberts leads the way. No DRS, of course, in these conditions. Spaniel having a great moment. Here comes Jossing now to pile more misery onto the Aston Martin. And he goes through, does the Red Bull. Jossing moves into 6th. He's got a good exit as Joss, though. Can he get back past the Red Bull? He's going to look to do that up the inside. They break at the same time. Jossing squeezes as much as he can. Oh, Joss, that's a great little bit of racecraft from the Aston Martin. He's on the inside of Jossing. Surely he's going to go through. There's still side by side through the corner, but Jossing can't hold on through there, and he's lost the back end. He just holds onto the car through the corner, though. Good car control from the Red Bull. Meanwhile, at the front, Ben Roberts has gone. Nearly he is 2 seconds clear, as close as to the Williams. Spaniel in 3rd, Ansar in 4th. There's a yellow flag. That's Mikey round again. I think it's going to be a plane visit to Interlagos to forget for Mikey. Joss in 6th place, Jossing in 7th, Luffy 8th, Roby 9th, Spiral up to 10th in the top 10. Ben Roberts sets another fastest lap of the race. Rain's still falling, but it's not. But Mellow Bello looking at the back of the Oracle spot. Yes, as Clara, he's going to look to the outside. Is the Red Bull of Spiral just all over the circuit. Is the back of the Red Bull, but he's going to have the inside. Spiral just struggling a little bit in these conditions. He's going to be vulnerable to Sachetto. Side by side through turn 8. Oh, where does Ricky go in all of that? Contact! That's where Ricky went. Into the back of Spiral, who flies off the circuit. Woofers round both Alpines, having a nightmare of a day. Mello Bello's got a 5-second penalty because of some chaos that's gone on. He loses another spot to Sachetto, who's in the top 10, is the AlphaTauri driver, so that's good news for him. Roby gets past Luffy at Junkao. Il Checho's coming for Spaniel up the inside before turn 1. That's a pretty straightforward move for the Red Bull, rather for the Mercedes. Joss looks like he's hanging on in the Aston Martin at the minute. Ansar as well, now shaping a move for Spaniel for 4th place. Oh, a little bit twitchy though. Sachetto's the man on the move at the moment. Mello Bello's going backwards. No, he's just not making any progress, is the McLaren. Ansar's lost the place to Joss. So after looking like he was making a move for 4th place on Spaniel, he loses it and he's down to 6th position now. Oh, there's another yellow flag. Mello Bello spun at turn number, just before turn 8. But at the moment, a lot of fighting going on between the drivers, trying to hold on. Anzar's trying to get back into the lobby, actually. Which I've just about managed to catch there. But Ben Roberts just running away with it at the front currently. Sachetto now up to 9th. Ricky's trying to go alongside. That's 3 wide. Going into turn 1, and Luffy's just about holding on to the position, but Ricky goes round the outside off the track. Now Sachetto jumps underneath the Ferrari of Luffy. I'm watching this from on board of JMB Surreal. Luffy using his ERS. Sachetto on the inside though. Oh, it gives a little bit more room than he actually needed to Luffy, but Luffy went too wide. And Luffy loses a place to the 2 AlphaTauris who are marching through the field. No one's stopped yet for tyres. No one's made any strategy calls. I think I'm just watching FRV Ricky actually. I think he's got. Yeah, he has. Ricky's in 9th. He's got a broken front wing, but he's looking exceptionally quick at the minute. Is the Williams. And Ben Roberts is in the pits. Il Chacho and Italy Toy TA were side by side going through the pit lane. That was crazy. Jos carries on. Ben Roberts pits and he's going for the medium compound tyre, so he thinks it's time. What about everybody else? Everyone piling into the pits. Jos and Ricky, the only 2 who've stayed out. Now, this is a very key moment in the race. So is this the right call? Luffy stays out on intermediate tyres. I was just about to say, incidentally, that the track looks like it's drying up. There's no more rain falling. I'm just going to watch Ben Roberts' gap in relation to FRV Ricky, who's in 2nd place currently. And Ben Roberts is hauling time through these couple of corners here at the moment. Oh, I think Italy Toy's gone backwards. He has, as is Il Chacho. They've made contact. So the Williams and the Mercedes are both round. That's not ideal for those 2. I thought Ben Roberts was closing the gap, but he's not made as much time up as I thought. Jos now pits. Now Jos is going to come out behind Ben Roberts, but he might come out in 2nd place actually after all of this. So into the pits goes Jos. Medium compound tyres for the Aston Martin. Ben Roberts goes past. He takes the lead of the race. Luffy, Ricky and Spiral into the pits. DRS has been re-enabled, so this is the right tyre to be on. Jos now coming out of the pit lane. He's just got to take it a little bit easy. But he should be fine, and he is. And he's into 3rd place. So Jos has benefited from all of that. Spanel's in 4th, with Ansar in 5th. Luffy's still not pitted. So it's a Ferrari 1-2, but it won't last very long. Because that Ferrari's going to be losing heaps of time now. And he's losing seconds per corner at this point, is Luffy. Time for you to pit. Oh, Jos has lost it on the curb. Jos has spun it. Coming out of turn 9. He just put it on the curb. The curb's still wet, of course. And round he goes. Anzar is all over the back of the Alfa Romeo. Ben Roberts does the fastest lap of the race, naturally, on those medium compound tyres. Luffy now pits after all that. Here comes Anzar with DRS. He's up to 2nd place. Spanel trying to fight it, but doesn't have the pace compared to Anzar, who gets himself onto the podium. Spanel on trying to get 2 podiums in 2 races. Il Chacho down in 5th place. He's got Jossing on the back of him. Don't forget, Il Chacho got past Jossing before, after the contact they had, as Karamak now sets the fastest lap in the Alpine. And Joss will be kicking himself after that. The championship blown wide open now for Ben Roberts. And he's got a huge gap. He's over 11 seconds clear. Tired Clown in 9th place, Sachetto in the top 10. Sachetto was the man to watch on the intermediates, but he's got stuck behind the Haas. And there's another fastest lap from Millibel and Ben Roberts. Oh, there's a Red Bull round. That's Jossing. He lost the place then. I think he just had a little half spin, did the Red Bull. So the Aston Martin of Joss is also now in front. But the fight currently at present is for 3rd place. Spannel is just keeping within DRS of Antzar, and he needs to stay there. He's got two very quick drivers behind him in the form of Italy Toy TA and Il Cecco. But if he can hold that DRS, he'll be less susceptible to an attack from those two behind. But the problem is he's right on the verge of that. Italy Toys all over the back of the Alfa Romeo. He wants a podium. He could have had one last week at Singapore. He's got one already tonight. He wants a second. Melo Ballo setting the fastest lap, and then Ben Roberts goes and beats it again. Italy Toy doesn't have any ARS though, that's the problem. He'll have the chance to close the gap on Spannel as we come down this main straight. Here comes Il Cecco though. Il Cecco wants to be the driver to get onto that podium. Up the inside goes the Mercedes, and Italy Toy just fired himself off the track then, really. Had to avoid the Mercedes coming through. Now Il Cecco will get another bite of DRS. Spannel using as much ERS as he can do. He's trying to hold some of it, but Il Cecco looks to the inside. He's not quite close enough. Melo Ballo's round. McLaren having another bad race again. Oh, another yellow flag from Melo Ballo. He just needs to try and get those tyres cooled down. Yellow flags, of course, so that means Il Cecco can't overtake, and he'll have to give that place back. Or has the yellow flag cleared in time? That is the question. Might have done, judging by the fact that Il Cecco is just driving away. Italy Toy now looking to a second time around, trying to get past the Alfa Romeo, and this time I think he's going to be close enough. Melo Ballo is out of the session. Italy Toy, he's got DRS, but he's still not passed. He's going to have to brake a little bit later, and he goes through. So Spannel dropping backwards now. He'll have DRS, will Spannel. He's got a little bit of ERS. Italy Toy trying to defend. But Spannel thinking better of it. And now Spannel's going to be at the mercy of the Aston Martin of Joss behind him. Ben Roberts is nearly a pit stop in front of everybody. There's a big fight going on for 13th as well, because JMB Surreal's just got past Spiral, who's gone backwards. But Ben Roberts almost a pit stop clear. He could go onto the soft tyres and it wouldn't matter at this point. JMB Surreal gets a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. But Antzar's got under pressure now from Il Cecco. Oh, that's a yellow flag. He can't overtake until now, and he just about timed it, did Il Cecco. He gets into second place past Antzar. Il Cecco's got some speed tonight. And Joss goes past Spannel for 5th position. As Tired Clown gets overtaken by Sachetto. Oh, Tired Clown facing the wrong way in the Haas. And there's Ricky going past Jossing for 7th place. Ricky's had a very good race actually. He's up 7 places. Is the Williams. He's got a lot of time to try and gain on Spannel, so he might not catch him, but that's still a good recovery for the Williams. His teammate also in the points as well, so it'd be a good haul of points for the Grove-based team. And that's rain again, ladies and gentlemen. I could see rain on the front of Ricky's car here. And is this going to throw more chaos into the mix? More rain coming now. Will it fall hard enough? We've seen all of the seasons here in tonight's race. Italy Toy's got DRS on Anzar in the meantime, and that should be an easy enough move for Italy, and it is. He gets up to third. Rain starting to fall a little bit heavier now. A couple of drivers coming into the pits. Ty Clown comes into the pits. Roby in the pits, and Roby is going on to the intermediate compound tyres. A couple of drivers saying no point in pitting, others saying it will. You just don't know at this point. The drivers who are outside of the points, no harm in them trying. Josh gets up to fourth. He's trying to go around the outside of Ansar. Ansar's going to have to let that one go. Il Cecco 2.5 seconds clear of Italy Toy TA. Jos is up to fourth, of course. Oh, where's Italy Toy going there? He went all over the track. And that's just going to make it even easier for Italy to go past. Ansar's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Did I just see DRS disabled then as that came up? Because Joss is within a second. Yes, DRS has been disabled. As Ansar called it at the right time for the fight for the podium, Josh goes for the inside line. Ansar's Descida de Largo, and he goes through. There's a yellow flag again. Mikey just having a nightmare. He can't get around the track at the minute. Karamak's picked up a time penalty. Safety car is coming out. So that has just saved a couple of drivers there. Ansar's out in front of the safety car. And that might have just blown Ansar's chances of just undercutting everybody for the intermediate tyres. Ben Roberts pits, of course, he's got all the time on. Ben Roberts will be a bit frustrated by the arrival of the safety car. It's just going to wipe out his gap, which was 24 seconds at one point. So he's going to have to monitor that now. And it's going to be effectively a 2-lap sprint towards the end of this race. I just needed a drink of water there. Oh, and Sachetto gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. So that's going to ruin the AlphaTauri's chance of a points finish. Il Cecco comes out. Spannel in the pits as well. Everyone changing tyres. It's a good pit stop for Spannel, actually. Thanks to everybody else who's changing front wings. There's actually a blockage for the Williams crew to try and deal with. So Ricky's going to lose a bit of time. Jossing now in the pits. Ricky in 7th. Ansar back in the pits. He's serving a time penalty, which I didn't think he'd be allowed to do under the safety car, but Ansar has managed to do that. Sachetto in the pits. Spiral in the pits. Il Cecco, of course, he's got a 3-second time penalty he's going to have to deal with. Everyone trying to catch the safety car at the moment. Ben Roberts has already found it. He's behind the Aston Martin safety car. Woofer's getting into the pits, as is Karamak, the 2 Alpines together. Oh, Ben Roberts will be a bit frustrated at this point. And Ansar down in 8th place. He would have come out, I'm sure, in front of everybody else. He pitted at the right time for those intermediates, but the safety car came out thanks to an accident. I think it might have been Mikey RK13 who'd caused it, as Josh catches the safety car. Oh, Ansar's spun off, actually. I've just watched, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Ansar spun off under safety car conditions and has lost the position to his teammates. So Spaniel will catch a safety car on this lap, as will everybody, probably to Ricky, but there's still a bit of a gap back then to Tired Clown in 8th place. There's kind of 2 races going on, and if the safety car is due in this lap, which it could well be, I don't know if these drivers are going to be able to catch up to it. Could be proven wrong, yeah. Ricky has picked up a time penalty under the safety car. He's trying to catch the safety car, which I understand, but he had enough time. And that's going to impact his fight now to get into the top 5. Safety car in this lap, Blazer. Safety car in this lap, and Tired Clown is nowhere near it. So the fight for the race lead is between the top 7, and then for the rest of the points, it's for everybody else. So I'm going to focus on this front gap. Il Cecco right underneath the Velas-sponsored Ferrari. ERS enabled from Il Cecco. Ben Roberts trying to go now, and he does. He's got a good restart. Has the Ferrari. Il Cecco in the slipstream. He's got a lot of time here, is Il Cecco. He's trying to look to the outside line. Unlikely coming from that far back. Jossin gets up to 5th. Jossin trying to go through on Spaniel, but he hits the tyres. Just about keeps it out of the wall. Oh, Ricky's out. Ricky puts it in the wall. There, Williams is out. Oh, he tried to take advantage as his Cecco gets overtaken by Joss for second. Oh my goodness me. So the race is still on for the victory. Woofers spun round on the start-finish straight. That just shows you how difficult the conditions are at the moment. So Italy Toy TA is right behind Spaniel for 4th place. The top 3 of Ben, Joss and Il Cecco are going to have one last lap to make an impact on the final placings, but Ben is just edging away. He's got a second over Joss now. Spaniel is 1.3 seconds behind, and Il Cecco, don't forget, has a 3-second time penalty. If he holds on, Spaniel will be on for another podium. And the Alfa Romeo boys will be very chuffed with that. Woofer is out of the race. He's given up. Joss just can't make any inroads. Il Cecco's going to want to try and get past that Aston Martin. Spaniel's now dropped to 2 seconds back. Oh, it's going to be very close for that time penalty. Il Cecco's looking to do everything he can to get past Joss, but he's just not close enough. Italy Toy TA is not close enough to Spaniel at the moment. But Ben is just caressing that Ferrari home. Antzar, his other main rival for the championship, down in 8th place. Joss had a bad second race, so Ben Roberts is going to have a commanding lead at the front of the championship. He's got 4 more corners to hold on. He's got Junkow to navigate. Make that 2 more corners. It's pretty much flat from here on in. Ben using all the ERS he's got no more obstacles now. It's a second win of the evening for Ben Roberts 44, who wins it into Lagos. Joss takes second. Il Cecco crosses the line, but it's going to be Spaniel. It is. Spaniel gets a 3rd podium. Italy Toy TA just holds on for 4th. Il Cecco 5th. Jossin 6th. Tired Clown crashes over the finish line, but it doesn't matter. He's 7th. Antzar 8th. Oh, Spiral then. No, it's Roby then. Spiral for 10th. James Surreal takes 11th. My goodness. What a race. Spiral gets driver there. I think Spiral got points there. Well done to Spiral. 12. What a fabulous race to watch that was. Really enjoyable. But it's Ben Roberts who gets to celebrate up on the podium and fastest lap to boot, so he gets 26 points. A strong one. Joss in second, a good recovery for him. Spaniel third, Italy Toy TA fourth, Il Cecco fifth, Jossing in 6th place. Tired Clown up from 17th place takes 7th position. Antzar in 8th place. Roby HT in 9th, so 2 Mercedes in the top 10, along with 2 Haas drivers as well. Red Bull get 2 points finishes because Spiral gets 10th place. Spiral got driver of the day, but Tired Clown came up from 10th place, as explained that one. JMB Surreal 11th, not to take it away from Spiral, of course. Luffy in 12th, Sachetto in 13th, Karamak 14th, Mikey RK 13 in 15th. Woofer crashed out, but still classified, as was Ricky. And Milo Bello retired earlier on in the race. Whew. Take a moment, everybody, because that was something special. That was an incredible pair of races here at Gavra Racing, the Tier 2 Weekend League. That was excellent to watch, and I'm sure you've all enjoyed it, because trust me, there's not much you could do to beat action like that. It was packed all the way through. Chaos, drama, everything involved here at Gavra Racing, but hey, it's all worth it in the end. And Ben Roberts takes a commanding lead now at the top of the Drivers' Championship. 2 race wins. While his rivals faltered, he's going to be the man to beat for the rest of the season. Oh, well, we've got more action coming up in an hour and a half's time for the Weekend League Tier 1, of course. The drivers will be out on track for that and practicing, I'm sure. So do make sure you tune back into Gavra Racing here on Twitch and check out the website if you're interested in any more details. Next week, the Tier 2 League will be heading to China for the sprint race to start off with, and then the 50% race, which will be very intriguing to see how the drivers adapt from a sprint condition race normally, or a shorter race, I should say, normally, to then a sprint and a 50%er. I'm sure that there'll be more carnage and action inbound from these drivers. But as always, I've been Jack TM53 Synopsis, your commentator, as always, for the Tier 2 League. And wherever you might be in the big wide world, have a good one, and see you in an hour and a half.